Hey guys, so as the archeum supply in Arcehage is greatly increasing and weapons and armor are becoming way more common, regrading is becoming more common and also becoming easier to do in the next patch, we're going to see a big shift, I think, and we've already started to see it here on the Taiyang auction house cluster and some of the others as well. Easy has also seen a similar trend, and that is with these rare materials, specifically the Earth Lunarite celerity. This one is very valuable because it increases your run speed on your boots. So you can see a very basic material, just one of the dust, is at 30 gold right now. And there is none of the more advanced material, the tier 2, and there's one of the tier 3 up here. Tier 3 may actually be a little bit cheaper than tier 1, tier 2, because in order to make one of these guys, these Lunagems, you have to throw so much money in crafting materials into this. So see, in order to make the first one, it's very simple. These guys are very common. The wave Lunarites are like 3 to 5 silver on most auction house servers. And then you just need one earth celerite. And so that makes a 1% move speed increase. And typically when you regrade an item, a celestial item I believe has 6 or 7 slots on it. So you can put 6 or 7 of these Lunagems in there. And the fact that they're breakable, that when you put them on, they actually break, increases the value of these guys dramatically. So going up to the next one you actually require the very basic one. And then you need 10 of the superior wave Lunarites. Then you need 1 of the fine earth Lunarite celerite. And a little bit of money items right there. So you can see these guys may not get as expensive as the basic one, because in order to craft these guys you have to craft at least one of the basic ones. So if the basic supply is down to nothing and no one can really craft them, then there's going to be no one able to craft these guys, because it all depends on the lower tier. Same thing with the absolute highest tier here. You need a second tier move speed. Then you need 10 of the fine wave Lunarite, which these are very expensive because they are very rare. And then you also need 1 superior earth celerite. And then a whole bunch of money and an Anya Ignite. So this is actually gated by the amount of these that are in the game. If there's not a lot of the very first tier 1 Lunagem in the game, you're not going to be able to make tier 2 and etc. You're not going to be able to make tier 3. With the prices on these guys being very high, it's a great time to farm these things. These things come from bosses, and so some people can solo, like say Hardened Farm I believe it is, and some of the other instances that are lower level, and I believe they will still drop materials. I think it's maybe a 15 level range, but I'm not certain on that. So if you guys know for sure, definitely leave a comment down below. Let us know exactly what the level ranges that you can farm there. If you can continuously farm even at level 55, that would be a very great way to make money, especially if you can pull this one off. There are some other ones that are still valuable as well. This is probably the second most valuable. It's impenetrable, and this one is for your shield. So you'll notice that the impenetrable one, same thing, 10 and 1, 10 and 1, 10 and 1. Exact same setup for all of the Lunagems. There are some other ones that don't require any of these special ones at all. So there are some that just require 10 wave Lunarites and 10 fire Lunarites. But impenetrable is great because it increases your shield block rate. So for all the melee tank users out there, you can see 0.4%. And again, you can put 6 or 7 on there with the celestial item. And regrading is a lot more common now. It's going to get easier in the next patch. So you're going to have a lot more slots available. And once you already have the gear, there's really nothing else to do besides regrading and to socket Lunagems. So Lunagems have seen a pretty significant price increase. These guys were, these little dusts were only about a gold or 2 each. And now you can see the celerite has jumped up to 30 on this auction house cluster. And then the impenetrable is up to 9 gold right now. Another one that I think is going to be a decent money maker is Tempest and Torrent. And the reason why is Tempest and Torrent are both attack speed / casting speed increase. So they go on your weapons, and again, it can increase your casting speed or attack speed. Same setup, you need 10 of the, I believe it's the wave lunarite, and then you need 1 of these guys. And you'll see the supply is very, very small on the auction house clusters. There is not many of these in circulation, and when you're trying to socket 7 of these guys and 1 breaks, it currently destroys all of them. I believe they are changing it so it just destroys the current one that you are using, but I don't know exactly when, and I may be wrong on that as well. I believe they said something about changing that. Again, I'm not 100% certain on that, but right now, as you socket them, you end up breaking all of the Lunagems in here. So you can see here, this weapon has 3 Lunagem spots, and then my katana at heroic status has 4 Lunagem slots. As you keep regrading it up and leveling up the class, the grade of the weapon, you get more Lunagem slots. So we'll see if we can find a epic item here on the auction house and see if there's like 9 Lunagem slots on here. Alright, no epic items. So divine. This divine breach only actually has 6 slots on it, and you can see he socketed 4 of 6, and he stopped right there because afterwards he didn't want to break all the other Lunagems on there. If you were to socket and fail, they would all break currently. So it gets very, very expensive to socket these Lunagems. And for weapons, you can see there's actually a lot more Lunagem slots on there. So there's 2, 4, 6, 7 right here for a divine scepter. So these rare materials that you may want in the future potentially should jump up a decent amount. If your auction house cluster still has celerites at like 10 or 5, you probably want to buy those. If they're higher, like on this auction house cluster at like 30, you probably want to go start farming the monsters, the boss monsters. And some of those I believe you can even do solo, so you can go farm those guys real quick. You can enter, endlessly, I believe, and keep farming. If not, you can still enter quite a bit before they lock you out of the dungeon.